Hi Apple lovers, and welcome to my latest Apple Budget Buy series episode where I review old Apple tech which is still usable and affordable today. This episode looks at the iPad mini 6th generation, which was released in September 2021. Is it still worth it in 2025? Let's find out. Let's start the episode. Okay, so let me give you my thoughts and my personal history on this. So the iPad mini 6th generation, those of you that know me and have followed me know my love for this device. It is truly one of the only tablet experiences left, not only from Apple, but from the category. And I've always had an iPad mini. In fact, the iPad 6th generation was the first product that I got at a really cheap price on an eBay auction, which then inspired me to create my eBay shop because I knew I could get Apple Tech for cheaper so I could sell it at a profit. Anyway, so the iPad 6th generation is an amazing device. I currently have one on my eBay shop. There's a link in the video description for my shop as well. And this is it. So it's a magnificent form factor. It's really like the iPad Air, just slimmed down. So the body is very similar to that. It's a lovely, lovely device. This is in Starlight. Now, of course, they have released the iPad 7th generation, or what they call the A17 Pro. And there's really little difference. The only reason these two look different is this is mine, which is a cellular edition, and this one isn't cellular, so it doesn't have the antennas. But the form factor, the screen, everything is exactly the same. But it's still a great device. As for why I chose that device, I have done a separate video on the 7th generation one, so hit up that link in the description below. But anyway, we're focusing on this iPad mini. And actually, if you're a fan of the size and you're not a pro user, because let's get one thing straight, this device is not for pro people. That's why there isn't an iPad Pro Mini. It's not designed for that. If you are a pro person, you're probably not even watching this video. So we're going to focus on the iPad mini 6th generation today. So let's look into the specification. So let's dive into Apple's compact powerhouse, the iPad mini 6th generation. Let's see what this little device is packing under the hood. First off, let's talk about the design. The iPad mini 6 has had a major facelift compared to its predecessor, the iPad mini 5. It's now boasts an edge-to-edge liquid retina display with an 8.3-inch screen. Apple's done away with the home button, giving it a sleek, modern look, very much in line with the iPad Air and Pro series. Like I said, it's very much a slimmed-down iPad Air. Speaking of the display, you're getting a resolution of 2266 by 1488 pixels with 326 pixels per inch. It's got True Tone P3 wide color and up to 500 nits of brightness. Whether you're editing photos, watching videos, or reading, the screen delivers sharp, vibrant visuals. Now, on the issue of jelly scrolling, I've never noticed it. I don't know if that's because I am usually a glasses wearer. But for me, to make it do the jelly scroll, if you're using your iPad like that, you're a crazy person. So that's what I'm going to say about jelly scrolling. It's a non-issue for me, and I think for most people it is. But like most things, like the power button on the Mac Mini M4, it's just a negative to bring up. Under the hood, we've got an A15 Bionic chip. This is the same powerhouse found in the iPhone 13 series, with a 6-core CPU, a 5-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. What does that mean for you? Well, smooth multitasking, quick app launches, and solid performance for gaming, productivity, or creative apps. Now, as much as this isn't a pro device to do pro tasks like Final Cut Pro or any heavy photo editing, for creators and note takers, the iPad mini 6 supports the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, which magnetically attaches to the side for pairing, charging, and super convenient. Now, of course, looking at people that love this device, they love taking notes. I'm crap at writing and I don't use an Apple Pencil, but that's one of the biggest use cases that I see people all the time with this, which is note taking. So you've also got a USB-C port. Yes, no more Lightning port. This opens the door, and this was the first iPad mini for faster charging with USB-C and compatibility with a wide range of accessories, so external hard drives, all of that lovely goodiness from USB-C. On the camera front, it's pretty solid for a tablet. You get a 12 megapixel ultra-wide front camera with center stage, which helps you perfectly frame during video calls. On the back, there's another 12 megapixel wide camera capable of recording 4K video. Battery life, you're looking up to 10 hours of web browsing or video playback on Wi-Fi for connectivity, and you've got Wi-Fi 6, and there is an option for 5G if you want to get the cellular version. Now with the battery life, this is most people's biggest gripe, but for me, I've never not got a day out of it. And let's face it, when you sleep, just charge your device. All this fits in a lightweight package that weighs just under 300 grams, making it perfect for the on-the-go user. So let's dive into a head-to-head comparison between Apple's iPad mini 6 and the new released iPad mini 7th generation, or A17 Pro like they call it. If you're considering an upgrade or a first-time purchase, stick around to see which mini tablet packs the bigger punch. Starting with the design and display, both the iPad mini 6 and 7 feature an 8.3-inch liquid retina display with a resolution of 2266 by 1488 pixels, delivering crisp and vibrant visuals. The form factor remains identical, maintaining that compact and portable feel we love. Now, with the jelly scrolling issue on the 7th generation, apparently there has been improvements, but it's still there. I don't see it anyway, and it's a non-issue for me. But apparently, for those of you that can see it, it's improved. So here's the main changes. So under the hood is where we see significant changes. The iPad mini 6 is equipped with the A15 chip, while the iPad 7 mini steps up with the A17 Pro chip. So that's quite a big bump. This upgrade brings a 30% boost in CPU performance and a 25% increase in GPU capabilities, making the Mini 7 more adept at handling intensive tasks and gaming. And of course, it's got the 8 gigs of RAM, which it needs for Apple Intelligence. So software-wise, it's the only difference you're going to see here is Apple Intelligence is on the new 7th generation. Is it worth it right now? Not in my opinion. But when it comes to storage, the iPad mini 6 offers options of 64 and 256 gigabytes. The iPad mini 7, however, starts at 128 gigabytes and goes up to 512 gigabytes, providing more room for apps, photos, and files. Additionally, the Mini 7 it does feature the 8 gigs of RAM, doubling from 4 gigs from the Mini 6, which should enhance multitasking capabilities. So it's not just the Apple Intelligence, that double the RAM does feel a lot snappier and a lot speedier. So both models comes with the USB-C port. Both the iPad mini 7 supports faster data transfer speeds up to 10 gigabytes compared to the 5 gigabytes of the Mini 6. So there is a faster transfer speed. In terms of wireless connectivity, the Mini 7 upgrades Wi-Fi to 6E and Bluetooth to 5.3, offering more reliable and faster connections. I've noticed it on the Wi-Fi, but you're only going to notice it if you've got a Wi-Fi 6 system anyway. For creatives and note takers, both iPads support the Apple Pencil. The Mini 6 is compatible with the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, while the Mini 7 takes a step further, supporting the Apple Pencil Pro, which includes advanced features like hover functionality for more precise input. So if you are a drawer, that is a plus. However, with that comes more expense because the Apple Pencil Pro is more expensive. In the camera department, both models feature the 12 megapixel ultra wide front facing camera with center stage and a 12 megapixel wide rear camera. The Mini 7 introduces Smart HDR though, enhancing image quality with better color and detailed reproduction. I don't take photos with an iPad. I suppose it is acceptable because it's not like you're lugging around an iPad to take photos, but traditionally people use their phones. But apparently it is better. I can't comment, I've not used it as a photo device. The pricing sees a slight change. The iPad mini 6 started off at $499 for the 64 gig model, but the iPad mini 7 starts at $499 but with 128 gigabytes of storage, effectively doubling the base storage without increasing the price. The iPad mini 7 came out on October 23rd, 2024. So, should you upgrade? If you own the iPad mini 6 and it meets your current needs, you might not find the new features compelling enough to make the switch. However, if you're using an older model or you're new to iPad mini lineup, the iPad mini 7 offers substantial improvements in performance, storage, connectivity that makes it a worthwhile investment. So if you've got an iPad mini 5 or older, go for it. If you've got an iPad mini 6, you're unless you want Apple Intelligence for some reason at its current state, there's really no reason to do it. The reason I upped it was not only because I'm a tech geek, but I wanted the cellular version. So I had a purpose. Okay, I wanted a new iPad mini. If the 7th hadn't come out, I would have just got the 6th cellular. So it made sense. And of course, with a newer device, you're going to get a newer battery. But form factor wise, and for me, there was a lot of gripes that nothing changed. This tablet doesn't need to change. It is as close to perfect as Apple's going to get. So pricing wise, this is where it's interesting. Even if you're looking to get a new tablet, if you're in the market to not spend a lot of money and you don't mind a pre-loved device, I'm sure that's why you're watching this video. iPad mini 6th generations, for the most part, you can get for about £300. That will increase if you add cellular or if you increase the storage, but for the 64GB version, £300. So it's £200 less than the brand new iPad mini 7. Is it worth the extra £200? Well, you do double the storage, you double the RAM, you're doubling a lot of things. However, if you're watching this video, it's all about budget. It's still at £300. So I already stated that the iMac is probably the best budget buys series for Macs. The iPad mini 6 is got TechHub's brand of approval for the budget buy iPad. It's incredible. Now, as for iPad 7 pre-loved, I haven't seen any as yet because it's still quite a new product and they probably go for a hefty penny. I would have thought you can probably pick one up for about £400 to £450 pre-loved. And considering it only came out in October, that won't be a bad price. But the iPad mini 6 is totally worth it. Okay, so hopefully today's video has helped you decide which iPad to go for. But grab an absolute steal and get this best iPad budget buys product that you can get. And of course, all the pricing is eBay based as well. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Did you make the upgrade? Are you thinking about doing this? Has this video helped you out? Please let me know in the comments below, and always please be kind. Please follow me on Instagram and Threads at TechHubWiltsUK. You can also check out my website at www.techhubwiltsuk.co.uk. Please like this video and please subscribe to me, and I'll see you on the next one.